I'm talking about the latest drops from Chappell Roan, JADE, and No Guidnce. All singles deal with an ex in some way, either getting over one or crashing out over an ex. I don't know too much about the personal lives of these pop acts, but there's rumors JADE's FUFN might be about her old boyfriend Jed, and I find it interesting how No Guidnce is dropping a Heartbreak EP after swapping out an old member of theirs, Bube, for a new one, Ishan. Later on in the video, I'll give a mini review of their new EP, Confessions of a Lover Boy, plus I discuss their connection to Drake. First up, let's talk about Chappell Roan. Her latest single, The Giver, is another banger. Chappell flexes her bedroom skills in a way that feels empowering to female agency, to women who love women. Chappell's very confident on this track. It makes me blush a little, and it's also kind of intimidating because she's performing this masculine bravado, but in a very feminine way.
And also, I'm gonna say the raunchiest lyrics you've ever heard.
And I've never really seen that before, but the gender bending doesn't stop there. This track is Chappell's take on country music, a genre mainly dominated by men, and she flips a lot of tropes on its head. Even from the promo shoots, she shows herself in a lot of manly occupations, and something that really stood out to me was how she sang about the adult activity. There are many songs where female singers take on the masculine role when doing the deed, but from what I've experienced, these female artists take on the toxic male traits when it comes to knocking boots. They talk about their significant other like their objects. They're smashing them, they're hitting it, or manipulating the partner in the bedroom. Whereas with Chappell, she sings about pleasing her partner, wanting her partner to be satisfied. There's no objectification. She kind of comes across as a doctor, wanting to be used in whatever way for her partner to feel better. Cause you ain't gotta tell me, it's just in my nature. So take it like a taker, cause baby I'm a giver. Ain't no need to hurry, cause baby I deliver.
It's so weird, but it is so helpful.
You know, getting that Marvin Gaye sexual healing. And per her social media post, she's kind of selling herself as the best medicine to get over an ex. So I guess she's doing the whole, in order to get over someone, you have to get under someone type of thing. So I think it's very cute. Yes, this song is an absolute banger. I loved it when she performed it on SNL. Miss Roan was on point. Her hair, the outfit. She gave like a giver. I've been replaying the song nonstop, so it's going to be great to have it officially out. By the way, does anyone know if there's going to be a music video for this? I'm starting to think that she's just focusing on the performance visuals and she's calling it a day, which I'm not mad at. That's only if she makes unique performances in place of the music video and not just recycling past performances like she did with The Giver. But, you know, SNL performances are pretty good, so I'm not too mad at it.
I'm like, yeah, welcome to the club, bitch. You're late.
Next, we have JADE, who recently released her single FUFN. This track is all about female rage. The song tells the story of a bad fight between a couple after a bad night out. I love songs about women's anger. Listen, I have a lot of issues with Beyonce. I'm not a fan, but she excels in this arena.
Sends me feral. I love it. Absolutely love it.
I love how cinematic this song is, and it reminds me of a 80s dark synth pop song, which I love. I mean, it's giving 80s pop, and I especially love Jade's soulful voice near the end of the song. She really goes off. It's a nice change of pace to have her sing a song all the way through, because for a while she's been doing the same formulaic half singing, half rapping thing, and it was getting a bit redundant. I think the song really highlights how great Jade is at building imagery and words through her music. It's a must listen. Something I wanted to highlight is how confrontational the song is, which is a surprise to me because Jade is not confrontational at all, or at least it's not her strong suit. She's mentioned this many times over. However, this song shows us a different side to her. After multiple transgressions, she's exploded with anger, which makes me wonder, what does an angry Jade look like?
Exactly.
Because I have a good sense of Leanne and Jesse's feisty side. I think they were the bold ones in the group, Little Mix for the most part. Perry and Jade, on the other hand, I can't imagine them ever being angry. Plus, I wanted to mention, there are fan speculations that this track might have been about Jed, her ex-boyfriend, which I don't really know much about that or her love life in general, but she did mention writing a song about a blowout fight with an ex, so it might not be so far-fetched. Moving on, I'm having issues with conceptualizing what her album is about. Her official singles being sprinkled in with her promo songs. It kind of makes things confusing, but honestly, this being her third official single, I have a hard time setting up my expectations for the album.
Oh yeah, babe, yeah.
The first single was her origin story, Club Rat track. The second, an easygoing, freaky song. Now, with this, all I can say is it's going to be Maximalist Pop 2020's edition, and that'll be interesting to hear. It's the same MO as Little Mix, and I will say her electro dance sound is growing on me, but I can't wait to watch the music video for the single. I know she did a Fendi ad for it, or maybe she whatever to promote it, and if it's anything like that, it'd be great. With all that said, I won't be tuning into JADE, funny enough, until the album drops. Most of her singles don't hit with me, and they haven't been hitting with me, and frankly I don't want to be breadcrumbed, so I'm just gonna wait until the album comes out. And it's kind of annoying, there hasn't even been an announcement yet, so I'm just gonna wait until the album comes out before I revisit JADE again. Editing me here, I just watched the FUFN music video. Things do not seem right. I thought the video would be dropping at midnight, when the song was first released, but the song came out, only the song, and so then I assumed that the music video would come out like mid-morning or maybe later on in the week, but instead it was posted 16 hours later. Weird timing. And on top of that, the music video was all over the place. It seemed like it needed more time to cook. A lot of ideas weren't executed well. But first, some of the highlights. The opening scene, it was borderline gross but comedic enough to get a pass. The theater scene where she's crawling all over the people in their seats, I liked it. I thought it was very provoking. And the last shot of her lying in popcorn, to me, was the best part. I don't know what happened to this video. There was a lot of bad motion graphics and forced humor. Either JADE was too ambitious and her label didn't give her the budget that she needed to really execute this idea, or she didn't have enough time to really execute the vision well enough.
I'll always listen. I'll always go for it. I'd much rather, I want it to be, exactly, I want it to be a visual that like shocks people and makes people like gag. So
if that were the case, I really wish she would have held off until everything was just right, because this is her first release after that big Brit performance, and a lot of people could see this as a letdown. Last but not least, No Guidnce. So they released their latest single, Lovers to Enemies. This reminds me of No Scrubs, but the male version.
Oh, lethal.
It even has similar production. This song's about a souring relationship, and the boy's female partner is acting up. Whether or not she's justified in her behavior, we don't know, but the boys make it clear they don't like her games. First lines hook you in immediately. GD girl, you must hate me for a fool. You need to stop playing games with me before I match your energy, cause if you gon' do you, I'm gon' do me too. That ain't the way it's supposed to be. The turn lover to enemy. Very Y2K. Now, I've always seen No Guidnce as the stereotypical soft lover boys. They do longing so well, but this song shows an edgier side to them, and its threatening tone surprised me. I'm hoping they don't turn into a Drake version of a lover boy, because if you didn't know, No Guidnce got their name from the Drake and Chris Brown single, No Guidnce, and Lord, those two men are complicated to say the least. But besides that, I don't think it's a coincidence that Drake dropped a 2021 album called Certified Lover Boy, and a few years later, a group named after his song dropped an EP, Confessions of a Lover Boy. This EP sounds like typical No Guidnce. Great hooks, great harmonies.
Thank you, boy. Appreciate it. I mean, thank me. You're welcome.
However, this is the first project where I realized how great the lyrics are. All the tracks on the EP showed me depth I've never seen before. I'm probably going to do a standalone video getting deeper into my thoughts on this project. But to me, this EP signaled a rebirth of some kind. This isn't a full-on bangers comeback, but that might be for the next era. However, this feels like their Don't Count Us Out Yet album, which isn't surprising. The group has to prove themselves now more than ever, having a new lineup change and departing from their label. They have a lot of obstacles in their path. It's probably why they stuck to a familiar sound, because even though I enjoyed this EP, their sound is becoming a bit redundant. I know so many artists with the same sound, but No Guidnce stands out because they're a group and they have great hooks, in my opinion. Now, I have hopes that they'll move on to something more experimental. For example, Nostalgic mixes classic New Jack Swing with Jersey club beats. The visuals are very experimental. They don't always hit the mark, but I do like that they're trying. The best visuals I see so far is the ones that they did for Around Me, like the music video, even like the little teasers, Chef's Kiss. I mean, it's kind of not surprising since this was their comeback single. I also wanted to mention the Lovers to Enemies visualizer. That was pretty solid too. I noticed that the boys were wearing fur, which stood out to me because I usually see that kind of look on female artists nowadays. But, I was looking at them and I'm like, they don't look half bad.
She not bad,
I can kind of get into that look for them. But my all-time fave looks were from different ways. The beach muted color palette was amazing, but the trench coats that they were wearing seemed a little bit too mature for them. Kind of like the trench coats were swallowing them up. And oh my gosh, Ishan looked really small, but neither here nor there. Their second look for different ways when they're wearing like the all blue with the black bottoms is much more their speed. I mean, it's my favorite. It's great overall. So just in general, this project helped encourage me to keep up with No Guidnce, to continue to see what they do. I'm not completely sold on the new lineup change, but I'm willing to give them another shot. So that is it for this video. It's a very quick video. I need to put something out to feed the algorithm. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you. Bye-bye.